Okay, we are reconciled. Time to budget. Hello, welcome. I'm Jen. I'm a 36-year-old mama of two. I live with my husband and kids in southwestern Ontario. We live west of Toronto. Um, Not 100% sure if it would be considered southwestern. Anyway, yeah, we live in Ontario, and this is our third pay of the month. On the first, I paid myself from my business, and then my husband and I each work full time and get a paycheck bi weekly. So, this is one of our bi weekly paychecks. We do have a higher paycheck and a lower one. So, this is the lower one. With these ones, we focus on our weekly priorities and paying our bills. And then with the higher one and my owner's draw, we focus on some of the more like fun things, the sinking funds, getting ahead, those types of things. So, our goal right now, number one goal, is to get out of the credit card float. We pay our balance off every single month, but it's a bit last minute. Our bill is due on the 26th, 27th, 28th of the month, just depending on the billing cycle. And typically, it's about the 20th that I am paying that, and I can't pay it before that. We are floating on last month's. So our first goal is to just get out from that, because if anything happened, we are already a month behind in credit card. Our limit on our credit card would be maxed out after 2 months of spending, and we need to we need to get out of this, so that I probably would am still going to do the same thing. um Actually, that's not true. I would much prefer that when I get the bill on the 6th, that sometime between the 6th and the 10th, that I just make the payment and then it's done. And a few times, like I got a bonus last year in June or July, something like that. No, it would have been May, late May, early June. And so we were able to just like pay the balance right away. And that's what I would prefer to do. So our first goal is to get out of the credit card float that we're kind of in right now. And then our second goal is to get a month ahead in our essential funds and our essential expenses. So first, let's look at our overspent. These first four, as always, they are automatically withdrawn from our account on every single Friday, because we do have alternating pay weeks. So we get paid every single week. So we have a lot of things just set up to auto pay on Fridays. Life, we did a huge Walmart restock. We got toilet paper and Kleenexes and paper towel, cleaning supplies and razors, and I don't even know what else, water bottles. And then also a haircuts for my son and my husband. So we're overspent here. We'll be taking care of that. We are overspent in our car maintenance. We had an oil change that needed to happen. We were told that was going to be about $60. The line charge on the oil change was 140, so I don't know why we were told 60, but that's not the point. We also needed our front brakes done. They were at a millimeter, which, if you know nothing about brakes, then you're like me, and maybe you're just learning, like I did yesterday, that 2 millimeters is the safety like recommendation, that they're not less than 2 millimeters. So we were at 1. And looking back, I kind of vaguely remember the last time I went in for an oil change, them telling me that they were at 4 millimeters. So we'd probably have to get them done our next oil change. But of course, I filed that away for like a future me problem. And here it is, a future me problem. We're going to be ignoring that this week because, like I said, our lower paycheck weeks, we focus just on priorities and immediate bills. This was put on the credit card, so we have a little bit of time to figure it out. And so with owner draw coming out next week, or yeah, being added next week, and the next paycheck, we'll start figuring it out then. And then the last one is in holding. There's $110 for an occupational therapist appointment for my son, and that will be reimbursed by my health insurance. So it's reimbursed 100%, and we are just waiting for that to happen. So I'm not going to worry about that either. So let's hop to weekly priorities and get started. So tax-free savings accounts, we're going to add our $300 for every week. We're actually in the process of increasing that amount by $50, so $25 each week, to help us build back up the money that we spent on our roof and the carpet. Those were planned expenses. We had the money, we paid cash for both of them, but our tax-free saving account, our first line one, is looking a little bit grim, so we just bumped that up to help expedite paying that back and rebuilding it up. 185 for our RSPs. That's 110 for my husband's registered retirement plan, and then 75 for my pension buyback from when I was on maternity leave. That happens each Friday. Mortgage paid each Friday, 720. Mazda payment comes out on Wednesdays, and it's 113.88. And then our utilities, this is kind of exciting. We actually got a utility bill earlier this week. This one is only billed every other month, and so we've only had 2 since moving in the house. So I have a little bit of an idea. I'm starting to get a better picture, but I don't have clarity. But there was a $100 credit, so I know I've been overpaying. So $35 a month was too much, or sorry, $35 a week was too much for that utility bill. So I dropped it down to $25 a week. I'm hoping that that'll be more in the range, but with a $100 credit, it's probably going to take a while for it to balance out, and I'm okay with that. So for the next little while, we're going to be doing $60 per week on utilities. Gas, we just filled up the one car today, and then the other car is going to need another fill, so we're going to put the $75 in there. Did I not add $75? I'm just adding $75 and nothing's happening. It's so fun. Refresh. I love these little things that it says here. Okay, let's try again. Add $75. There we go. Minus $75. Minus $75. There we go. That's what it's supposed to be at. Okay, and then groceries. We have enough for about one shop. I'm going to put in half of the amount. So it's normally $350. We're going to do, what is that? $175 would be half of $350, and that gives us more than enough for 2 full shops. And then I'm also going to fund this one at the $125, because I'm actually going to go into our bills here, and I'm going to unfund this one. That is going to come out on the 18th. So for right now, we're okay. And then the other one, this sinking fund, the eating out, I'm going to pull that. Was there something else? I wonder where I can grab that money from. Because I do want these to be fully funded. Actually, you know what? That's fine. $13.25 less gives us about $63.55. Not about, it gives us exactly $63.55 to spend on life stuff. We don't really have any life stuff coming up that I can think of. These are random things though, so sometimes they just happen. But hopefully $63.55 will be enough. And then with everything next week, we will be able to fully fund those. We'll be able to double fund these sinking funds, and we'll be able to pay this, because we do have, it's a 5 paycheck month plus the owner draw, plus we live in Ontario, and so there's a tax credit being distributed soon-ish. Our family will get $800 if I understand correctly, and so that's money that I had no idea. I know they've been talking about it for a while, but I wasn't really listening until finally I heard that I would be getting money. So I haven't really been listening to it, and so I guess apparently we'll be getting like $800 at the end of the month. So hopefully that'll go to it. So the house insurance and property tax are kind of non-negotiable sinking funds that I want to make sure are funded. Obviously a bill, we need to pay this off, so that needs to get funded before the end of the month. We do have a birthday party coming up in a couple of weeks, so we'll need to get a present there. And then we have one at the very beginning of February as well, so I want a little bit of money there. So I think $50 will be more than enough for the 2 gifts. And I'm going to want to make sure that there's money there. Home maintenance and furniture, this is one that I'd be willing to forgo funding this month. We just bought our house last August, so there's tons of like things that we could buy and that I want to buy, but I also know that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and so that $25 can be reallocated if necessary. The kids' activity fund cannot be reallocated. They play soccer. We like to have them play soccer in the summer, and early bird registration ends February 28th. So it's $150 each for the season. And so that'll be $300. So we need to fund the kids' activities this month and next month to ensure that we can pay for their soccer. And so that's kind of a non negotiable. Our subscriptions are also non negotiable, but this could flex. And then I would just add more money next month because we don't have anything coming super soon. The workout streaming service that we subscribe to is a December, and then our Amazon Prime, I think, is like September. So we have a bit of time before any annual subscriptions are going to be coming out. So we might have a little bit of flex room there. Adventures, we could also flex, and that could come out of life, or if we do anything, but we don't have anything planned right now, so we're not really saving towards anything. And then the last one, yard maintenance. I'd rather not flex this one because we do like to pay for the lawn maintenance service in full in October. So we want to be saving for that. Plus, the gardens at our new house need a lot of attention. They need a lot of work, and so I want to make sure that when spring rolls around, that there's a bit of money here so that I can get some of the different things that I'm going to need just to start working on it. And it's going to be a couple of years, and it's going to take some time to progress, but I just want to make sure that I can start to fund those things. So yeah, hopefully this won't add to our current visa float that we have, and that we'll be able to allocate the money there shortly. So thank you so much for being along on this journey, and yeah, have a wonderful Friday.